Hello again. For those of you who might not have been here for the last episode that happened like 4 seconds ago, I'm trying to get a few episodes under my belt before I actually launch the show because it's good to have some stuff to listen to. This episode, though, is going to be kind of like a special edition episode where we're not going to be talking about Atari, we're going to be talking about pinball. And it's because yesterday I made my kind of annual pilgrimage to the Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. And I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that I saw there and played because it is something to talk about. So, to get things going, I went to Las Vegas yesterday, and it wasn't strictly for me to play pinball. It was kind of to take my daughter to go see Dan and Phil. If you guys know who Dan and Phil are, the YouTube sensation. Dan and Phil, they were in concert or whatever you call it. They were live, and she wanted to go see him, and she ended up getting some like VIP thing. She got to meet him, and I tweeted about all this shit anyway. So anyway, Pinball Hall of Fame. It's on Tropicana Boulevard. When you get off the 15, hang a right if you're coming from California, and you're going to pass some of the hotels on the Strip. You're going to keep going. You're going to pass UNLV. And unless you're looking for a big rectangular yellow sign that says Pinball Hall of Fame, you might miss it. So inside the Pinball Hall of Fame is just an amazing assortment of machines, even classic arcade games. There seemed to be a lot more arcade games there this time than any other time I went, but then again, I might have just been so focused on pinball I didn't notice. But anyway, it's a huge building that has rows and rows of games, and if you are a pinball aficionado like myself, the Pinball Hall of Fame is like a mecca kind of thing. And what I will say, this little review of the Pinball Hall of Fame is going to come off sounding a bit shitty, I guess you could say. But I just want everybody to know that the Pinball Hall of Fame is a amazing establishment that has been doing great things for pinball, at least in my mind, especially on the West Coast or West Coast-ish, because I've never seen a place as packed with machines as this place. Even like in the arcade days, when I would go to arcades. I mean, not the arcade days, but in the 80s. Like, I never saw a place like this. Anyway, the first thing that I did when I went in there, like every other time I go in there, is I run right for Orbiter 1 because it is the only place I've ever seen that machine. And Orbiter 1 is a really strange machine that has a like a plexiglass clear playing field that's all like wavy and shit, but as you're playing it you can't tell it's like that, and there's just these two bumpers that are like motors that spin, and when you're playing, the way your ball moves, it almost feels like there's like a magnetic field or some weird gravitational pull that's pulling your ball in different directions. It's just like the most unique pinball game I've ever played. Love it. And I always play that first when I go to the Pinball Hall of Fame. Well, I get there and it's fucking not there. And I noticed that a lot of the machines were in different places than the last time I was there, so I was looked all over the place. And I saw a lot of new machines, but I didn't see Orbiter 1, and I was freaking out. So I found the dude that I guess owns the place. He's the guy from the Special When Lit documentary, if you've seen that, who's kind of the curator of the Hall of Fame or whatever. And I'm like, did you guys get rid of Orbiter 1 or something? And he was like, yeah, it was unfixable. there's this motor and the voltage, and we couldn't find a thing to replace it, and just it was beyond repair. It's gone. And I was just like, fuck. And I remember the last time I was there, one of those motors on the bumper wasn't working right, I don't think. So they might have gotten rid of it a while ago. And so that was just kind of bumming me out a little bit. So whatever. They don't have Orbiter 1. So I started looking around, and I can't find a Gorgar machine. And then I was thinking, I'm like, did they have a Gorgar machine here? And I couldn't remember if they did or didn't, but I knew that I played it, so I figured it would be there because that's where I've played most machines. So, but I couldn't find that machine either. So whether it was there or wasn't, I have no idea. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to like my mainstay classics that I hit every time. And those are the ones that when I play, I'll put the money in and I'll play for an hour or more before shit gets fucked up and I have to put more money in. So I go up to Monster Bash, and Monster Bash is like, it was probably the pinball game that got me back into pinball. It's one of the funnest games I've ever played, and I'm a huge Universal Monster fan, and I'm a huge music fan, so everything about this game was just beautiful, okay? So I go and I start playing it, and right away I realize that one of the mummy jets isn't working. So a lot of my points that I would normally be getting, I'm not getting, and I'm like, fuck, that kind of sucks. So I guess I'm not doing any high score shit today. So then I keep going, and I notice that some of the Frankenstein lights don't work. And I'm like, that kind of sucks. And then I realize that the bumper right next to the left flipper doesn't work. And there's actually a piece of it coming out of the back that stops the ball and sometimes gets the ball stuck when it's going down that lane. And I'm like getting super pissed off. I'm like, dude, there is so much shit wrong with this. But they have the new like color plasma or whatever LCD or whatever screens that had all the same stuff and all the same animations and all the same everything, but they're just in color now. And I remember a while back I heard that you could start getting these things and you just like replace them out, and they come in and out, and it's super easy, no big deal. So that was weird. I don't know if I liked it better. Like I think I liked that whole like dot matrix kind of orangey black kind of thing, because that's just like what I remember. So it was neat to see the color stuff, but I'm sitting here playing and I'm like, I would actually rather that be the old style and this machine just fucking work. That would be great. So other things that happened in it was like I would knock all the wall underneath Frankenstein's table to make it come down so you could have the Frankenstein multi-ball or whatever. So I would knock it down, and then I would shoot the ramp, and then the ball would just come right back, and no multi-ball starts. No animation, no nothing. So I'm just rocking the ball up and down that ramp over and over and over again, and I've never had that happen before. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was getting really pissed off. And then and then it just like randomly started when I didn't even shoot the ramp or nothing. It just randomly started later, which was weird. And a couple times I would shoot the ball back to try to advance the Wolfman, and the ball would just come right back around and nothing would happen. So needless to say, there was a lot of things wrong with that game, and I kept going back to it throughout the day and start playing it just because I miss it, and then go, fuck, this game's so fucked up. Why am I fucking playing it again? So then I move over to Medieval Madness. Now, Medieval Madness, there were some things wrong with it. and it had the new color screen and everything. But the things that were wrong with it weren't nearly as bad. But basically, the two things in particular, three things, let's say. One, when you launch your ball at the beginning of your turn, the ball goes straight ripping around, kind of like if you're familiar with Creature from the Black Lagoon. Like when you launch your ball, it goes whoosh, and comes around really quick. So there wasn't that thing there to stop the ball to have it go into the jets, which pissed me off. And then the trolls didn't work. The trolls didn't come up when you would get the troll multi-ball or the troll just when they pop up. So they didn't pop up. So all those points are gone. And then the catapult wouldn't launch the ball all the way out. So it would just go whoop and then come down a little bit. If you're watching that live, right as I did this giant bird flew up behind me into the tree, and it scared me. But anyway, so the catapult thing didn't work great. It worked, but it didn't launch all the way to the other ramp. It would just go right up and come right back down. But the flippers worked good. And one thing that was kind of annoying was the tilt stuff was super sensitive on that. Like if I just like leaned on the machine just to like hold me up while I'm playing, it would tilt. And one game I had 3 tilts, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And that's another thing. At the Pinball Hall of Fame, most of the machines give you 5 balls per play, which is nice. But yeah. So anyway, so that wasn't working great. So I go to play another one of my classics, which is Bride of Pinbot, or the machine. And the machine looks amazing, and I'm like, fucking hell, like I love the look of that machine. Like it's just beautiful. So anyway, I'm playing and the flippers are like barely moving. The ball is like barely going anywhere. I think I played the game probably 5 times, and I think only one time I actually got the ball up a ramp. And it was like you'd hit the button and it would just like go, ugh. So then, like an idiot, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just like hit the buttons really fucking hard and that'll make the paddles go. And no, or the flippers go, and it wouldn't. And then I noticed that the machine was on a tilt, like the floor wasn't level or something. So if the ball would come rolling down, it would always roll to the right. And no matter what happened, the ball would always be like pulling to the right. And so that just broke my heart. So then I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'll just go on the back row. On the back row, there's like 5 or 6 machines. Not the back row, but the one closest to when you walk into the right side, where they have a lot of the classic arcade games there. There's a lot of machines on that wall that I play. So I go around and I hit Attack from Mars. Some of the lights weren't working. The light on the back splash thing or whatever, I can't remember what that's called. Those lights weren't working. But the machine itself was playing, and it was playing all right. So that was fun, and I played that one for a while. So that's not a huge complaint because nothing was really interfering with gameplay. But then I go to Revenge from Mars or whatever, the one that's like the 3D with the animated images inside the machine and everything. Dude, that fucking game, like, I put my money in, launched the ball would drain straight down. And there's no, oh, ball saved. You know, it's like an older machine where you didn't get that saved ball. That's like a fucking a luxury that the more modern machines would give you. So basically, I launched 3 balls and 3 balls drained. Before there was not even a chance for me to hit either of any of these balls. And I got so fucking pissed off because I used to fucking rock that game at that place, that actual machine. But now, I'm sure it might have just been a luck thing, but I'm telling you, dude, like that game was just draining shit. So I moved on. Started playing Black Hole. Black Hole worked pretty okay. About as good as Black Hole works. I love that game, but whatever. Creature worked okay, except a lot of the lights on the board didn't work, so that sucks. So I couldn't, like, that whole Creature 3D thing underneath that never came on. So there was just little things like that. I go to play Haunted House, and the plunger doesn't work. I pull the plunger back, and it goes and doesn't even touch the ball. So I'm having to like go like this and go bam on the plunger to get the ball to go up into the playfield. And after a while, that started to really fucking hurt my hand. So I walked off from that after a while because that got annoying. And I think it was Funhouse. Everything looked okay, so I put my money in. I start playing it, and then all of a sudden, I go to hit the right flipper, and I get stabbed with like this little metal stick, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look, and there's no button. It's just a little metal stick coming out, like the button goes into or whatever. So that pissed me off. So then I went and did. I'm trying to think what else I played. I played Whitewater, and that game is okay. It's just not one of my favorite games. But then I played Cyclone, and Cyclone is so much fucking fun, and seriously, it's one of those games that I always forget about until I see it. But that I played that for a good while. That's just a lot of fun. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. If you ever come across one, it's super fun. And I didn't play Black Knight. I was pissed off about that. I forgot. There were a lot of machines. Like I wanted to play Circus Voltaire, and I didn't see it, but I didn't look for it. But they had like Theater and Magic there. I didn't play it because every time I walked by it, someone was playing it. I played Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone was working okay. Addams Family was working okay. I played one of the Elvira games. I think it was Party Monsters. I like Scared Stiff better, but I was playing Party Monsters, and that was okay. I know I'm forgetting something. I wrote a list somewhere. But basically, what's going on is that the Pinball Hall of Fame has all of these machines, and they're getting a bunch of new machines, which is awesome. But it seems like a lot of the other machines are getting kind of neglected, which kind of sucks. And that might not be the case, but that's what it seemed like. Arabian Nights, I believe, worked okay. I played the Simpsons game just because that game was getting a lot of play, and I'm like, I'll try it. And I remember I played that one other time in South Dakota or Minnesota or something like that, and I don't really like it. It's okay. I just don't understand the fascination with it unless you're a huge Simpsons fan. But I mean, there's a lot of machines there that like a lot of people were playing. Like a lot of people were playing the Terminator machine, the Metallica machine, the Guns N' Roses machine, the new AC/DC machine. They have a new Kiss machine, but they have the old Kiss one too, like the 70s Kiss pinball. And they have a lot of really old pinball machines, like classic electromagnetic shit, which is fucking cool if you're into that kind of shit. They even had a prototype machine there that I think it said there was only 4 of them ever made. And that was pretty cool. They had a Game of Thrones, and they had this really crazy looking Wizard of Oz one that looked really new. And I was going to play it, but I just forgot. I kept going back to Medieval Madness because I was getting so irritated that I was getting... like I beat all the castles one time and got like the free game or whatever. But I wanted to keep doing that, and I kept fucking up, and I was getting pissed off. But one of the funny things, I was playing Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I was just so into the game. And you guys know when you get a free game, Sometimes a free ball, but when you get a free game, most machines, do this thing that just sounds like a fucking hammer coming down on a piece of metal and wood, and it's like loud as shit. Well, that happened when I was playing Creature, and it scared the shit out of me. I like was just so into the game, like, because if you've seen Creature in Black Lagoon, it's a really fun game, and it's like a drive-in theme, and it's like going to see Creature at the drive-in as opposed to like having anything to do with actually playing Creature in the Black Lagoon. But the playfield, for the most part, is only about this big. And then there's all these ramps and all sorts of other shit up here, which is cool. But like, I don't know if it was the way the light was, but I always have to like get down really low to be able to see under the ramps, to see where the scoop is, to see where all the lanes are and everything. So I'm down really low playing, and then all of a sudden that thing popped, and I swear to God, I fucking screamed, "Holy fucking shit!" It scared the fucking crap out of me. I thought I was going to get kicked out of this place because of my mouth. Well, anyway, so long story short, Pinball Hall of Fame is an amazing place. I love it. I will continue to go there. It's like the reason why I go to Vegas. But I'm really glad there's a place opening up in Redlands, which is about 45 minutes from me, because I would like to see the machines I like being well taken care of. So if that place that's opening in Redlands this month is listening or watching this, try to find an Orbiter 1 machine. Just please. I would be very grateful for it. Anyway, so again, if you want to be able to watch the shows live, follow me, subscribe to me on Twitch at twitch.tv/AtariKong. Follow me on Twitter at AtariKong. If you have any feedback or anything you want to say, even voice calls or anything like that, you can go ahead and drop those to atarikong@gmail.com. And I think the next, actually, I don't know what episode number this is going to be, so let's just forget it. So until next time, see you later.